Will everyone please rise and remain standing?
For the Pledge of Allegiance, the National Anthem, and the Invocation. Please face the flag.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you please bow your heads? We thank thee for faith by which the soul is fed, for burdens given us to bear, and for hope that lifts the heart's despair. We thank thee for lives to live, for truth that makes and keeps men free. We thank thee for faults and for the strength to mend them, for dreams and the courage to defend them. We have so much to thank thee for. We beg but one boon more, peace in the hearts of all men living. Amen. We would also like to thank our parents for their undying love and support, and thank the teachers who struggle to live with us for the past 4 years and who have pushed us to achieve all that we can.
We'd also like to leave the class of 91 with a special poem written by our favorite doctor, Dr. Seuss. Congratulations! Today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Out there things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, you'll start happening too. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done. There are points to be scored, there are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all.
Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers will leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course. As you already know, you'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with great care and tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left.
Would everyone please take their seat? Good evening, parents, relatives, and friends of the Southfield Lathrup class of 1991, to our annual commencement exercises. To the class of 1991, about this same time and day, 40 years ago, I also received my high school diploma. I don't remember what was said that day, or even do remember excitement and sadness. Excitement for reaching a time in my life that I felt I was on the verge of being an adult. A few of my teachers would have disagreed, but we moved on anyway. And excitement for my future. but I was sad in thinking that this was the end of many good times with many good friends. Friends that I would see infrequently or never again. But just like the Southfield Lathrup class of 1991, was not time to look behind but only forward and to move to another stage of my life. With the best wishes and congratulations to the class of 1991, and please don't forget us here at Southfield Lathrup. A year ago, a good friend and colleague of mine was appointed acting superintendent of Southfield Public Schools. Under his leadership and direction, and with his dedication to excellence, Southfield Public Schools have continued to move forward. As his term of office comes to a close, I'm proud that one of his final acts of office is to participate in the Southfield Lathrup graduation. It is my honor and pleasure to present Lyle Pushman, Superintendent of Southfield Public Schools.
Thank you, Mr. Smythe. Members of the Board of Education, Mr. Smythe, Ms. Sherry Gritt, President of the senior class, members of the faculty, honored guests, parents, and members of the graduating class of 1991. This evening, my comments will be short. I'm keeping my comments short because I fully realize how eager you are to get on with it. You are eager to get those diplomas which you have worked so hard. You are eager to join your families and friends to share your joy with them. You are eager to get started with your plans for the future. And this is as it should be for graduation. Far from being an end, it's the beginning of all of your tomorrows. Over the past several years, you have grown and studied. You have practiced and played and worked. You have grown mentally as well as physically. And now you are here, ready to begin your lives as members of the adult community. For some of you, this will mean a job and responsibilities of family living. For others, this will mean college, future years of study and preparation. Whatever course your future takes, it is my sincere hope that you will look back on your years at Southfield Lathrup High School as having prepared you to meet and deal with the challenges that life will present. On behalf of myself, your previous teachers and principals, I wish to each and every one of you the happiness of a productive life, the respect of your fellow human beings, and the love of your family. May the future be yours. The best of luck and congratulations to the class of 1991. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, and the seniors of 1991, it's my distinct pleasure to present this evening the President of the Southfield Board of Education, Mr. Steve Kaplan. Mr. Kaplan.
Like a shorthanded hockey team with 2 players in the penalty box, the Board of Education is shorthanded tonight. 2 of our board members cannot be here this evening, but they expressed their best wishes. Don Fracasse's grandfather passed away, and Don is attending a funeral out of state. Dr. Harold Bussey is ailing. He wishes he could be here, and he sends his best wishes. We have 4 other board members here tonight. On the far right is Walter Johnson. Walter Johnson has been a member of your Board of Education for 17 years. and he serves as a supervisory engineer at Ford Motor Company. Next is Robert Wright. Bob Wright has been a board member in Southfield for 18 years. He is a school social worker. Next is Zelda Robinson. Zelda has served as your trustee for 15 years, and she's a past president of the board. And next is Mr. Larry Wright. Larry is our board's representative to the Chamber of Commerce. There's a well-known song, which I will not sing, fortunately, but three verses are interesting. It says that our children are our future, teach them well, and they will lead the way. Based on the many accomplishments of the graduates of 1991, and through the efforts of your parents, your teachers, and administrators, we board members know that the system works. Congratulations to all of you. Our message to you tonight is the hope that you will pursue excellence, that you will be all you can be. No longer will a person with a high school diploma or college diploma necessarily find fulfilling work. It is up to you to be the best you can be, to maximize the potential you have. You owe a duty not only to your community, not only to your family, but to you. Strive to be the best. Reach for the sky. Socrates once said, one of the saddest events of life is when a man looks back, or a woman looks back in his twilight years and realizes he could have done more. Don't let that happen to you. Be all you can be. And our wish to you tonight is as follows. We say that we hope that each student here attains all the goals that he sets and has a very enriching life. Best wishes to all of you.
Wine when it runs in abundance, it has
In a community such as ours, international affairs usually have very little impact, until recently. In this past school year, we were faced with an international crisis, the Persian Gulf War, which had a large emotional impact on our community. Many of our fathers, mothers, brothers, or sisters were sent over to fight for freedom. Many of us had family in Kuwait, Iraq, or Israel. This international conflict affected our daily lives in many ways, but as classmates, we pulled together and supported each other.
Through many discussions, both in class and privately, we came to learn about each other, about our families and where we came from. Suddenly, the superficial things didn't matter anymore. We became conscious of what we were all going through, and we cared. We cared for each other because we took time to know each other. The war was tragic, but as peers, as a community, we learned to look beyond the color of our skin, beyond our backgrounds. We learned how to care about who we were. And as we were graduating and going out beyond our world of Southfield and Lathrup Village, these lessons will be the most important lessons of all.
Faculty, graduates, family, and friends. As Southfield Lathrup student representative to the Southfield Board of Education, this past year has been sublime. First of all, Southfield Lathrup was named as a National Exemplary School. This is not only an incredible honor for the school, the city, and the faculty, but it is an outstanding tribute to the students of Southfield Lathrup, especially us, the senior class. From traveling with Mr. Smythe and other faculty members to Lansing to accept state recognition honors, to dealing with the past few years, Southfield Lathrup has been stigmatized as a racially segregated place. But this is not true. Any student or faculty member would tell you the same. This past year, many current events have risen, and Southfield Lathrup students have been greatly affected. With the situation in the Persian Gulf, many students, including our Arab, Chaldean, and Jewish ones, were brought together and support was given. With the freeing of Nelson Mandela, Afro-American students joined together and spread the word to all of the other students in the school, creating a harmonious environment. For white students, it was the emergence of Vanilla Ice. Gotcha Gotcha, a white rapper on the black charts who brought a new perspective to music. Through all of these events, the student body has stood strong and stood as one. At this time, I would like to thank all the members of this year's Board of Education, the Superintendent's Administration, and Principal Mr. Smythe for always taking time out of their busy schedules to help me out. Finally, I would like to thank my parents for always giving me the best and for always sticking behind all of my endeavors. And without my mother's support, caring, and understanding, I never would have made it here today. Did I get it all right here, Ma? To my fellow graduates, in getting this far, you have fulfilled your parents' dream. Now it's time to start fulfilling your own. I say go out and be yourself. Live your dreams and accomplish. Because even if you don't live, it'll be nice. Because if you shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll always be amongst the stars. It is my colleague and friend, the great and immortal two-time World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Greg the Hammer Valentine always says, knock 'em dead, baby.
Southfield Lathrup is a school known for the acceptance of new ideas and praised for continuing traditions. Each year, the graduating class follows tradition in giving a gift to the school. Today, we, the class of 1991, will not only continue this tradition, but with it, start one of our own. It started as a simple idea, which we later decided to run up the flagpole.
So on behalf of the graduating class of 1991, we'd like to present this flag as a token of our appreciation.
We are giving back a little piece of so much the school has given us.
This flag will forever hang high for all future classes to see. As passers-by catch a glimpse of the flag, they will appreciate the excellence of not only Southfield Lathrup, but the excellence of the class of 1991.
Thanks to the class gift from the class of '87, our freshman class had brand new picnic benches to eat our newly designed closed lunch on. Now, after 4 years of never using them, and some of us never knowing they existed, we thought we had to give the class of '95 an even better gift. After racking our brains for hours, we couldn't come up with any ideas. Then thought what our biggest problem was these years, which was money. I can barely remember a board meeting our freshman or sophomore year when we had more than $50 in our account. Finally, our junior year, we made some money hosting the annual homecoming, but realized we still didn't have enough money to survive.
So we came up with and tried just about every money-making idea possible. We tried anything: bake sales, car washes, candy and raffle ticket sales, and some basic door-to-door begging. In simple terms, if there was a fundraiser, we tried it. The problem was, we always seemed to end up with about a 1% profit. So after 3 years of non-profit fundraisers, we realized something. We're not real good at this. But Mr. Smythe taught us well, and we remained strong and didn't give up. When the smoke finally cleared, we realized we weren't as poor as we thought we were. And after all these years of exhausting fundraisers, we still have enough money left to present a generous gift to the class of 1995. So, on behalf of the 1991 seniors, we present this check in the amount of $250 to the 1995 seniors. Wait.
Oh, you got more?
I'm sure this money will give these soon-to-be freshmen an excellent foundation on which to build another prosperous senior class. Good luck, class of 1995.
Sure, I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Put it right in here. Let's go. Okay, let me take that.
Okay. The class of '91 has been fortunate enough to have enjoyed 3 sponsors. At this time, we want to say something special to each of them for the hard work and guidance that they have provided.
Mr. DiPolo, even though you never completed your mission with us, you spent 3 years planning a foundation in each of us to be aggressive and hardworking. This not only helped us raise money and place with our infamous floats, Pac-Man, the Charger Horse, and Hollywood Hills, but are qualities that we will all carry on forever. Thanks, Mr. DiPolo, for all the time, advice, and devotion that you provided. You won't be forgotten. We have this picture frame for you, but since you're not here, I'm going to give it to Mr. Smythe for you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
There's not a gift great enough in the world to say thanks for all the love, support, great ideas, and hard work she has given us. She has put in 110% and more to make our senior year the best year of our lives. We will miss her dearly. There's not a lady like her. We'll miss her and her young personality. Mrs. Lychuk, here's a clock to keep in memory of the class of '91.
This gift is presented to a class sponsor who came in and helped the board when we needed a class sponsor. She donated her time and gave us ideas to raise money for our class. Though at times we were out of order during our board meetings, she was still kind and patient. So on behalf of the class of '91 senior board, I would like to present this gift of recognition to one of our class sponsors, Ms. Margaret Moeller. Thanks for making our senior year a success, and God bless you.
Will everyone please rise for the singing of the Alma Mater, written by Mark Kreischman, class of 1970, Southfield, Lathrup.
take your seats. Okay. 4 years ago, the class of 1991 entered Southfield Lathrup with only one thing in common: fear. We didn't know what to expect in the classroom or on the sports field, but most of all, we didn't know whether we'd survive our first trip down the hall. We were told by upperclassmen that 20% of the freshman class don't survive the first freshman Friday, that no freshman has returned from the trip through the Bermuda Triangle of SL, G-Wing. But as you can see, these rumors were blown out of proportion. Just as the Detroit Pistons began their march that ended in the championship glory, so did we begin our academic road, which ends here today. Those upperclassmen lied. Only 1% of the freshman class did not survive. The rest of us managed to take second place in the homecoming flow contest and raise enough money to take a trip to Cedar Point.
Freshman year was also a year of firsts. Our first trip through school alone, where we ended up hopelessly lost. That was the first and last time we would ever search for a teacher. Anything, even being seen in the halls with faculty, was better than having to ask an upperclassman for directions. We experienced our first homecoming loss, which continued a long-standing tradition. We went to our first homecoming dance, saw our first SL theater production, and went to our first basketball game, complete with cheerleaders and pom-pom. And then there's the most infamous first. We were the first class not allowed to leave school for lunch. Most importantly, freshman year was when all of us came together to form the greatest class in SL history, the class of 1991. With the help of our teachers, our parents, and our own perseverance, we survived to face step number 2, our sophomore year.
The agony of being the youngest was over. We were now the big sophomores. We were no longer mute at pep rallies. We could paint 91 on our faces without embarrassment or harassment, and we overcame some of our past fears. This newfound spirit helped us to unite in creating the biggest and best float of that year's homecoming parade. When we say big, we mean big. I mean, how can you miss that humongous white horse coming slowly down 12 Mile on bicycle wheels? The theme was Americana, so we made a man, Paul Revere, to put on top of the horse. We were playing Athens, and our saying was, "The Red Hawks are coming." But most of the people looked at our float and seemed to be saying, "What in the world is coming?" Nevertheless, the hard work paid off, and we came in first place. We made many upperclassmen mad about our taking up first place, because usually it is tradition for the seniors to win. But one thing that did follow tradition was the defeat of the Chargers at yet another homecoming game.
Even though we lost, sophomore year was full of excitement. We were finally old enough to drive. No more endless rides to school on the dreaded cheese wagon, or even worse, being shuffled around by mommy and daddy. Though administration continued to enforce the closed lunch policy, with our newfound freedom, we were unstoppable. Well, except for those poor few who went to Evergreen for a pizza and came back with a detention. Now our weekends were spent driving around aimlessly with nowhere to go, and more often than not, we ended up at the infamous Ram's Horn. Perchance there was a party, usually thrown by an upperclassman. We would waste half the night outside debating whether or not to go in. Then, after finally deciding to go up to the house, there was always the question of if they were really going to let us in. So, as many a night ended, we'd jump back into our cars and go back to where it was safe, Ram's Horn.
Some issues came about during our sophomore year. The bad boys took the title as world champions, and we swore in a new president, not to mention our great VP, Quail. One local issue that got a lot of heated discussion was the burning of Southfield High. Not only did they get a longer winter break, but they did us a favor by getting us out early. Thanks, SH. The year was rapidly coming to an end, and we realized that we needed to make major money in order to put on homecoming for our junior year. We sold farewellograms, had bake sales, advertised for our car wash that never was, sorry Mrs. Grit, and did not forget our infamous egg sale. Talk about door-to-door begging. We were growing up slowly. We were growing up slowly but surely. All of our energy was focused on becoming upperclassmen. Junior year, here we come.
Our junior year was our best year yet. We now knew the building like the back of our hands, drove to school, and were finally allowed the freedom to leave campus for lunch. Legally, that is. This was the year that we, as juniors, put on homecoming. The dance was a huge success, unlike the football game. Our Hollywood-themed float came in third place, but at least we weren't and never have been last. Our junior princess was Lynette Ferguson, and with Exley was crowned prince for the third year in a row. In the world, we had the Exxon oil spill, the tearing down of the Berlin Wall, and the San Francisco earthquake that interrupted the World Series.
Junior year was when the administration finally caught on that students did skip and began locking the doors at 8 a.m. We also had an epidemic of false fire alarms, and 10 a day is no exaggeration. But don't get us wrong, we really didn't mind. This was a big academic year for all of us. Colleges and universities looked at us for dedication, abilities, and extracurricular activities. The ACT and SAT took over most of our Saturdays, since most of them took them more than once. Two of our favorite teachers left us for retirement. Mr. Lind and Mr. Long said goodbye and joyfully left us for some long-awaited rest and relaxation. Unfortunately, we lost three other teachers, Mr. Veeling, Miss Scaglione, and Mr. DiPolo, who were laid off. Due to the fact that Mr. DiPolo was also our sponsor, it was hard for him to make meetings when he wasn't in the building. So Mrs. Lychuk and Miss Moeller graciously became our new co-sponsors.
This was also the time that the Pistons gave us a repeat performance, becoming world champions once again, and when Batman hit the movie screens.
One final event happened to us as we finished 11th grade, saving the best for last. The class of 1990 left and SL became our domain. We were finally seniors now, the ones who were admired and copied by the underclassmen.
And the winner goes to Dances with Wolves. Okay, all right. Seriously. Senior year, the old home stretch. Although the year officially began August 30th, the class of 91 began its celebration 1 year ago last June. The class of 90 said their final goodbyes, and it was now our turn to rule the school. Some met at a park called Stevenson and dressed in their homemade senior clothes. And so now our mission began. Elections for our senior board were held, and now we just had to wait for the next school year to begin. The summer was spent swimming, tanning, working, traveling, and of course Sunday night trips to the clubland were a must, you know. So.
The date is now August 30th. Senior year officially begins. We again met early in the morning at Inglenook Park, and all dressed in our senior clothes. We were ready for anything. Well, that is almost anything. We were immediately hit with 6 card markings and the famous, or infamous, Saturday detentions and tardy policies. We went to the school board, spoke to the redcoats, planned sit-ins, but to no avail. We would just have to work around it all. In the meantime, all were getting their college plans in order. Okay, how many classes did we all miss for those college and career seminars?
In sports, the Cincinnati Reds swept the Oakland A's, and Pretty Woman and Ghost became box office hits. Next on the senior agenda was Spirit Week and Homecoming. We were on a mission and conquered. We won the Spirit Jug with Alan Stern, Josh Richlew, and Cale Williams leading our spirited crew. Our float senior man won first place, and we elected our king and queen, Marvin Falls and Iris Purifoy. And according to tradition, we lost our homecoming game against Ondero for the 10th year in a row. Hey, consistency has to count for something.
Throughout this time, our board was going through some changes. We were introduced to our 2 new sponsors, Miss Moeller and Mrs. Lychuk. Although it was tense at first, we all made it work. Senior sweatshirts went on sale, and all were preparing for New Year's. Although spirits were running high, we did suffer some loss. Not only did the world lose some great personalities, but we all lost a dear friend. Jim Henson, Sammy Davis Jr., and Marlon Graham will forever be in our hearts. The new year passed, and the Giants won the Super Bowl.
Home Alone, The Doors, and Dances with Wolves had everyone talking, and Les Miserables came back to town.
Desert Shield had now turned into Desert Storm, and you could feel the sense of patriotism everywhere. Stormin' Norman became a household name, and everyone knew what a Scudder Patriot missile was. Lathrup had to say goodbye to Mr. Brown, who left for Saudi Arabia in February. But again, life continues for the seniors. We sold Valentinagrams and had our mock award ceremony. We picked our class song, and talk of spring break and faint calls of prom were all heard. But, lest we forget the BAC talent show, although, get out of here. Although the night and immediate aftermath were dismal, both SL and SH had made great strides in communication. The Joint Committee organized a great picnic and have worked out and cut out some across-town rivalry.
It was now time for spring break. While some stayed home, others took off for Cancun, Daytona, South Padre Island, or a cruise. 1 week of sun and fun. But spring break was just a part of it. When we all returned, we were impressed by our school's production of Annie and proud that we were named a National Exemplary School. But now our focus was on prom and our last days of school. The senior board held a prom raffle, sold prom tickets and Cedar Point tickets all at the same time, leaving us all broke. But it didn't matter, because we're all seniors. May 26th at Laurel Manor in Upland Hills was truly a night of fantasy and one we'll never forget. The celebration continued a day later on our senior skip day at Cedar Point. Although one bus hit another car, we were all okay and had a great time.
In the world, the Penguins won the Stanley Cup. President Bush gave the nation a scare with heart trouble, and we came to find that the bad boys just weren't so bad. Then, June 3rd, our last day at SL, we all came to school with painted cars, honking our horns, and filled with an array of emotions. While all were excited, there were some who were sad to say goodbye. And now, we stand before you today with our mission completed. We ruled the school for a year and showed everyone which class is best. We have but one task left, to party all night at our graduation party later on. 1, 2, 3.
It will truly be fun
in the sun, the class of 91.
7th row, Elaine, Margaret, I love you. Take it in.
Don Quixote wanted to dream the impossible dream, to reach the unreachable star. He spent his life giving all he could give to attain that goal. When we first came to Southfield Lathrup, our graduation seemed like the unreachable star. But here we are. We made it. Now we have new and higher goals, new unreachable stars. Again, we will push ourselves to reach those stars. Our class motto expresses our hopes for the future. To achieve all that is possible, we must attempt the impossible. To be as much as we can be, we must dream of being more. As we begin this journey, we must remember that although some stars may be extremely difficult to reach, most can be reached. We must set reasonable goals for ourselves, but must remember they should be challenging so that we will have to push ourselves to attain them. With the family we have gained at SL, we have friends we can call on to help us reach our goals, and friends we can help reach theirs. To the 1991 graduating class of Southfield Lathrup High School, we wish success in obtaining the impossible in making the dream of becoming more a reality.
The passing of the mace is a tradition that symbolizes the transfer of leadership from the graduating seniors to the incoming seniors. The leadership of Southfield Lathrup High School is an honor, and with all honors come responsibility. The senior class is responsible for setting the examples and providing the leadership for the entire school. This includes excellence in athletics, academics, and the fine arts. Our senior class not only fulfilled this obligation, but also had the honor of being the leadership class when our school was named a National Exemplary High School. So, class of 1992, you have a tough act to follow. Will be hard to beat. I pass this mace to the new leaders of Southfield Lathrup High School with confidence that they will maintain its standards and high ideals.
Thank you, Sherry. On behalf of the class of 1992, I hope we can carry out the class of 1991's class spirit, integrity, and honor. Congratulations and good luck in all your endeavors.
Mr. Pushman, by the recommendation of the faculty of Southfield Lathrup Senior High School and through the power invested in me by the Board of Education, I present you these students who have fulfilled all the requirements of Southfield Lathrup Senior High School and are now eligible to receive their diplomas.
Carrie Melissa Curtis. Marika Ilan Danes. Deanna Lynn Demick. Rochelle Darcy Edens. Lynette Christie Ferguson. Brandon J. Pfizer. Sherry Pauline Gritt. Christian August Gruba. Matthew David Gruba. Cecilia Lorraine Gupton. Janoya Yvette Hill. Joanna Lynn Labus. Stephanie Rachel Murphy. Leslie Nicole Purifoy. Joshua Michael Richelieu. Nicole Elizabeth Rudolph. Bradley Scott Trevax. Leslie Marie Winsack. Sean Harold Winston. Guys, Harry. Harry, boys.
Over here. Pronounce your name.
Say your name. Ayad Salim Abro.
Florence Jennifer Acosta.
Thomas Wright Adams III.
Yolande Kristen Alexander.
Maurice Ricardo Alexander.
Lisa Rita Asker.
Nicholas Woodward David Allen.
Gaia Shamata Bachua.
Anthony Allen Engelbrandt.
Michelle Marie Barlow.
Zayed Wissam Arabo.
Orit Barron.
Alan Adam Artcliffe.
Olga Basanko.
Darren Ross Avig.
Kimberly Ann Bellion.
Khalid Habib Azar.
Shelley Lynn Berenstein.
Michael L. Beauchamp.
Stephanie Aaron Burke.
Ari Benjamin Barris.
Nancy Danielle Berman.
Derek Allen Bishop.
Catherine Lynn Bishop.
James Douglas Bolton.
Edna S. Belowski.
Ralph Michael Burton.
Jennifer Roseanne Black.
Damon Nigel Campbell.
Tracy Kenyetta Blake.
Pierre Sharif Carter.
Kristen Lorraine Bricker.
Arthur Brett Cartwright.
Rose Patrice Britton Gibson.
Darren Allen Shambo.
Rebecca Beth Brodsky.
Simon Charles Jr.
Karen Lee Broker.
Anthony George Colias.
Christy Kenyetta Brooks.
Kwakbao Dondo.
Bertrina May Brown.
Alan Lewis Donnelly.
Gabriella Nina Berman.
Brian Edward DeZoden.
Tamika Rochelle Bush.
Jeffrey Howard Emmer.
Chantrice Renee Butler.
Scott Gerald Emmer.
Marie Antoinette Bird.
Anthony Odell Evans.
Kelly D. Clinton.
Carl Edward Fletcher.
Lisa Faye Cohen.
Wissam Carey Francis.
Simone Renee Coleman.
Christopher Allen Freeman.
Treva Lynette Coleman.
Howard Seth Freeman.
Elise Siobhan Cosby.
Michael Stephen Friedman.
Denise Alethea Crary.
Javon Savanta Ganaway.
Dahlia Daoud.
Darren Garcia.
Nicola Renee Davis.
Jeffrey Howard Gerlich.
Tori Malia Davis.
Suprotik Ghosh.
Wendy Annette Davis.
Jason Bruce Glasgow.
Neda Regina Denha.
Vincent Gregory II.
Tracy Katina Derisso.
Andrew Howard Grossman.
Karen Lynn Edgington.
Johnny Kendrick Hackle.
Lori Michelle Ehrlich.
Reginald Dwayne Hall.
Kelly Jill Feldman.
Darius Deshaun Harris.
Keisha Yvonne Fox.
Richard Merritt Harrison.
Kelly Marianne Gaddis.
John David Harvey.
Darylis Garcia.
Harvey John Hausman.
Kalola Kai Simone Gauss.
Ruben Henderson.
Stephanie Marie Garenrich.
Hermes. Sabah Nuri Hermes.
Miriam Tova Gittleman.
Paul R. Hill.
Helene Danielle Golden.
Thaxton Owen Hill.
Elizabeth Lisa Jean Gregory.
Matthew Ryan Hoff.
Leslie Rachel Gruber.
Charles Will Hewley.
Lisa Nicole Gunther.
Bradley Eugene Hike.
Amika Danielle Hale.
Fred Akram Jabouri.
Robin Cherise Heron.
Howard Ryan Jacob.
Ben Hanna.
Brian Evan Jacobs.
Sandra Hoffman.
Blake W. James.
Melissa Lynn Hoffmeyer.
Louis Jamoa.
Kristen Courtney Doris Holliday.
Christopher Dale Jarbo.
Tracy Cherise Hopkins.
James B. Jenkins.
Susan Carol Horace.
Eric Robin Johnson.
Karen Marie Hugill.
James Mitchell Johnson.
Ursula Danielle Jackson.
Joseph Mark Jonas.
Sandy A. Jabu.
Daniel Allen Kaplan.
Lena Mary Jarjosa.
Jeffrey John Kasab.
Nada Salam Jiddu.
Joshua Alexander Keys.
Suzanne Grace Johnson.
Leonid Honkin.
Lisa Michelle Joseph.
Basam Salim Kurma.
Marzena Mariola Zernik.
Joseph Robert Kudlowski.
Sonia Ann Keikos.
Richard Allen Kreisman.
Sandy H. Kasab.
Jarrell Rahman Lafleur.
Amy Lynn Katzman.
Don't do that, please. I hope it's all right. Kenneth Richard Leadham.
Rondi Beth Keller.
Daniel Stephen Letzer.
Emma M. Clarecoper.
Brian Eric Levine.
Jacqueline Denise Knight.
Michael Victor Levine.
Heidi Lynn Christ.
Jeffrey Lush.
Tina Ray Lane.
Frederick Lawrence Lusky.
Erica Shanae Lee.
Eli Maloff.
Shantae Noel Lee.
George Nicholas Maloff.
Jennifer Leah Lerner.
Richard Garland Mack Jr.
Tandra Lene Lewis.
Jeremy Andrew Mallon.
Sharita LaShawn Lindsay.
Howard W. McElrath.
Stacy Ellen Litt.
Arvell Minor III.
Juliet Candice Lobel.
Marcellus Eric Moore.
Elisa Rebecca Lorch.
Aaron Sean Mortimer.
Andrea Marie Lott.
Adam Todd Niskar.
Lori LaShawn Mabry.
Agassi Tochukwu Ninkachu Ogbu.
Renee Elizabeth Maggi.
Kenneth Ogletree.
Janine Matabuki.
Did he say the girl? My turn.
James Michael Olivier.
Tracy Elaine McCarthan.
Yuli Asapov.
Denise Monet McFarland.
Arthur Osipence.
Jessica Lynn McIntyre.
Brett Aaron Panter.
Risa Ray Mendelson.
Gregory Aaron Parker.
Katisha Loanne Miller.
Kim DeJean Patillo.
Rebecca Alice Millstone.
Uday Jamil Raban.
Angela Marie Mucheli.
John Omar Robb.
Karen Elaine Nager.
Thomas Marshall Roberts.
Danielle Cerise Parker.
Todd Kenneth Rolston.
Ami Ramesh Patel.
Aaron Philip Rolnick.
Regina Pavlov.
Seth Robert Roseman.
Iris Dolores Purify.
Jonathan Ariel Rosenbaum.
Catherine P. Rameka.
Bradley J. Ruckert.
Tanya Lachey Reynolds.
Edwin Lewis Russell II.
Tori Ellen Rice.
Kelly Michael Ryan.
Jody Beth Richards.
Daniel P. Soroki.
Keena Cherie Rimson.
Andrew Kent Schwedler.
Wendy Michelle Rosen.
Marvin James Scott.
Alisa Francis Rosenbaum.
Amar Sama.
Tagrid Salim Sedik.
Albert Cito.
Deborah J. Safran.
Pradeep Jyothi Shankar.
Lubna Mary Salem.
Corey Ross Shedden.
Heather Noel Saski.
Sarmed Gabriel Sanawi.
Stephanie Denise Shanky.
Verkino Dwayne Smith.
Deborah Lynn Schuler.
Alan Bradley Stern.
Elizabeth Marie Sargent.
Derek Duran Strother.
Erica Danielle Shelton.
Craig Barry Sukenik.
Suzanne Kristen Schiller.
Jimmy Christopher Barrington Taylor.
Vashon Lenice Strong.
Eric Richard Tilds.
Colleen Aaron Sullivan.
Nathan John Titus.
Angela Michelle Sumner.
Jimmy Wade III.
Angela Denise Thomas.
Robert Walk.
Charla Rochelle Times.
Raymond Washington.
Sharkay Marie Tukanian.
Jason Rudolph Whitlow. You sure can. Is it Kyle? Kale.
Stacy Marla Traeger.
Kale Williams.
Tanisha Marie Trailer.
Richard Charles Wyquist Jr.
Jennifer Lynn Yudkoff.
Jamal Adam Womble.
Stacy Carol Ward.
James R. Woodard.
White. Tamara Raquel Weaver.
Kevin Lamar White.
Meredy Hope Weisberg.
Timothy Wimes.
Monica Danielle White. Tracy Aisha Wilson. Donita Ellison Woodhouse. Nicole Lanice Woods. Van Yakub. Lillian Yaldu. Danya Izet Yaldu. Sandra Mary Yaldu. Jahan Karim Yatuma.